Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. This is Jeff Bourne. I'd like to welcome each of you tonight for joining us for our donor ticket base seminar. We're excited tonight to have an opportunity to talk to you about the work that we've been working on for well over a year now, to come up and introduce what we feel like is a very dynamic 2019 Duke Club giving structure. Tonight, we'll have several speakers that are going to walk us through this information. First, Justin Januzzi, Senior Associate Athletic Director for Development, Mike Carpenter, our Assistant AD for Ticketing and Customer Relations, and then Mike Pryor, our Director of the Annual Fund. A couple of ground rules we'll start with tonight. If you would, please mute your phones if you are in a position where the device that you're using would have a mic on it. I'd ask that you mute those so that we can eliminate any background noise through the presentation. And it's very important to realize that we're going to move through this presentation efficiently and quickly, but we are saving time at the end to discuss feedback from your questions. This is an informational session. It's designed to share information and then in turn collect responses back from you so that the product that we end up with is one that we all feel good about. So without further ado, I'm going to turn the floor over to Justin Januzzi, and we appreciate each one of you being on the call tonight and being a participant in this. Thank you.
Thanks, Jeff. I'd like to echo your comments. We're very fortunate to have such a supportive fan base, and we're excited to discuss our future plans and receive your feedback. With that said, let's dive in. In December 2017, Congress passed the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. Under this law, donations that provide access to purchase tickets for home events are no longer tax deductible. With that announcement on December 20th, the Duke Club messaged our donor base to allow donors to make their 2018 donation in 2017 so they could receive the tax deduction. As you can imagine, this has been a game changer for college athletics. Since December, the Duke Club and Ticket Office have had weekly meetings to evaluate our overall structure. We've looked at outside models, shared ideas with peers, and have always had our student athletes and fan base at the forefront of our mind. As a result, we've decided to remove tickets from the Duke Club benefit model and create two separate funds. The Duke Club Seat Contribution Fund focuses on tickets and is a non-deductible fund. The Proud and True Fund focuses on parking, hospitality, and other Duke Club benefits and is deductible. Both funds support our student athletes and operating budget. Before I hand it over to Mike Carpenter and Mike Pryor to provide further detail, we want to be transparent. Although we had a record-breaking fundraising year with an annual fund of $2.6 million, the scholarship bill is $10 million. The cost to compete for championships continues to grow. For JMU athletics to thrive, we need to increase our fundraising dollars. The university just unleashed a fundraising campaign, and we are a big part of the overall goal. It's an exciting time with JMU athletics, and we look forward to continuing to raise the bar and show why we are proud and true. I'd like to now hand it over to Mike Carpenter.
Thank you, Justin. Appreciate the opportunity to discuss the new Duke Club seat contribution model and how that affects season tickets going forward in this new model that we're setting up. The removal of season tickets from the current benefit chart is related directly to the IRS law that removes tax deductibility on gifts related to home game ticket access. This additional fund also helps us support JMU student athletes while still generating Duke Club revenue around your season ticket purchases and giving. A little background before we jump into the nitty-gritty. Talking about our season ticket information over the last couple of years, we've really seen some nice growth over the last 2 years and have increased our season ticket base to 7,500 this season, which matches our all-time high of about the same number in 2012 after we expanded Bridgeforth Stadium. Our club level premium seats as well as our suites are sold out, and we're seeing higher demand than ever for all of those areas. Some of you may have noticed in 2018 this year, with our 5-game home schedule, we prorated our season ticket cost back down based on that 5-game rate, and we will be returning to the 6-game ticket costs that season ticket holders were paying in 2017. So while there will be a season ticket increase, it is just returning us from our prorated 5-game to our 6-game schedule in this next coming year. We are slated for reseating in 2019 for Bridgeport Stadium. This will be our 3rd reseating of Bridgeport Stadium in its expanded model. We have reseated virtually every 4 years since 2001, and it has really set our Duke Club and our athletic department a nice precedent using our Duke Club priority and providing fair and equitable access to tickets and parking through that model. As we talk about what seats and what season tickets are going to be impacted with the new Duke Club seat contribution model, I wanted to look at a map and show Duke Club members what seats are impacted. Of course, our club level seats in the gold area in center of field, your chair back seats in the purple areas, as well as our priority seats, which are marked in the lighter yellow gold, will all be the seats that are impacted by a Duke Club seat contribution moving forward. This model will combine your Duke Club seat contribution as well as the ticket cost as we move forward into our 2019 benefit model. As we look a little deeper into the exact totals, this chart here provides good information on the 3 different areas in Bridgeport Stadium that will require a per-seat contribution for each specific seat. As you can see, our priority season tickets will now require a $50 per-seat contribution, in addition to the $168 per-seat ticket cost. As we move up the line, our chairback seats will now have a $300 per-seat contribution, and that is in addition to the $314 per-seat chairback season ticket cost. And then our club-level season tickets will have an $800 per-seat contribution, in addition to the $650 per-seat ticket cost. That $650 cost is going to be an early bird special that we're offering through January 31st of 2019. Club seats will also remain on a 4-year lease status as they have been since we've expanded the stadium in 2011, requiring a commitment to a 4-year agreement to purchasing the club seats from this reseating term until the next. Additionally, as we move into the Union Bank and Trust Center in 2020, we will use the same model, adding our premium and priority seating in the new Union Bank and Trust Center with a similar per-seat contribution for season tickets purchased. And we'll see that roll out next year as we begin to launch the Union Bank and Trust Center sales campaigns. A couple other things to note as we move forward into the seat contribution. The figures that the per-seat contribution totals were determined based on our current season ticket purchases, our current benefits chart, and we took a deep look at what our season ticket holders and donors were already contributing and already investing, and tried to make a fair and equitable distribution of that per-seat contribution while still allowing growth for our athletic department and the Duke Club. Additionally, your Duke Club contribution will still accrue priority points. You'll accrue 0.08 points per 100, so there will be 8 points per $100 of Duke Club seat contribution that is contributed. Your Duke Club seat contribution will not count towards your Proud and True Fund that Mike Pryor will speak to here in a moment, but it will count to your overall Duke Club giving, and as I just mentioned, accrue priority points. We will begin later this month taking season ticket deposits for the 2019 year. We will build up those deposits through January 31st, allowing all season ticket holders from club, chairback, premium, family plan to all make a deposit to commit to their season tickets for next year through January 31st. Then we'll start our full renewal process as well as our Proud and True membership drive, building up towards that May 15th priority deadline. We are pushing, as usual, to get our season tickets and Duke Club seat contributions, as well as Proud and True Fund gifts, in onto our system by May 15th. Duke Club seat contribution and season tickets paid in full or on a payment plan by that point in time, so donors can take part in the 2019 reseating and reparking process, which will take place hand in hand during the first couple weeks of June. Your seat contribution will unlock your priority points for these reseating times, and it will allow Duke Club members to select their seats based on their Duke Club points and rank when we do our reseating process. At this point, I want to turn it over for a little more detail on our Proud and True Fund and the new benefits that will come with those gifts to Mike Pryor.
Thanks, Mike Carpenter. I'm going to take the time to talk about the secondary part of this change, which is the Proud and True Fund. And this will look a little bit similar to what the folks who've donated in the past, excluding the ticket model. The Proud and True Fund is here to support our student athletes and the general operating budget, as is the Duke Club seat contribution. The biggest difference in the two funds is that we're able to provide all gifts to the Proud and True Fund 100% tax deductibility. We really think the model that we've come up here allows us to personalize the game day experience at different giving levels within the Proud and True Fund, similar to what you've been used to in the past. Our giving levels have changed since this past year. We've added a few new items within the giving levels down at the bottom. We've changed some giving levels on where they gain access. And I'd like to spend some time specifically talking about football parking and football hospitality as it relates to the game day experience for the Proud and True Fund. So if you look directly on the screen at the parking access for both football and men's basketball, we're going to spend the time focusing right now on 2019 football. You can see the parking lots at the access points have changed for certain lots. And remember, these are access points and do not guarantee a spot in that lot, but that is what unlocks during the reparking time frame. For 2018, we actually sold out all of our reserved spot-specific lots. It's one of the first times in our program's history that every single reserved spot-specific lot had been sold out. So we have an increased demand, and our supply within proximity to the stadium is becoming harder and harder to find. So we have an increased need at this point, and so when we begin the reparking process, the Proud and True Fund is a great opportunity for you to make gifts, to support our student athletes, increase your priority points, and increase your chance to select one of the parking spots at your giving level. There will be no exemption for the 2019 year, and we'll revisit the exemption policy as it relates to parking in the future, but due to changes and a new structure, we wish to give it another year before evaluating again. The other giving level changes as far as it relates to hospitality is the access point. We have moved the access point for hospitality down to the silver level. With that, we've also, in order to maintain 100% tax deductibility for the Proud and True Fund, we'll be charging for each hospitality pass you wish to purchase if you are at the appropriate giving level. The hospitality passes themselves will be about $10 a game per person at football. They'll be about $5 a game per person at basketball. It's important for us to continue to find ways to improve our hospitality experience, as it does play a crucial role in our overall game day. With that, I'd also like to talk a little bit about our priority point structure. The change in the priority point structure moving forward will only be towards the Proud and True Fund addition into your current year gift. This year, in 2019, we'll be able to provide a 0.1 multiplier for your current year gift to the Proud and True Fund. All other current year gifts will receive a 0.08 multiplier, so this includes your seat contribution, restricted gifts, capital gifts, endowments. Your lifetime giving still plays a factor into your priority point accrual at a 0.02 multiplier, and consecutive years will receive 5 points per year consecutively donating to the Duke Club. We will also still be awarding points for season tickets held onto your account. Priority points are going to play a crucial role in your selection process and appointment time for our reseating and reparking. How the gifts will be made moving forward for ticket and Duke Club related gifts and transactions will be as followed. You'll be purchasing your season ticket. When you go online, if you wish to choose a seat that requires a seat contribution, you'll make that at that time. That seat contribution, again, is $50 per priority seat, $300 per chairback seat, and $800 per club seat. Once you've made that, you'll be able to then select the option of giving a gift to the Proud and True Fund. Again, the seat contribution is not tax deductible. The Proud and True gift is tax deductible, and the Proud and True Fund is where you will find your game day parking and hospitality access. Just to review our timeline and how these gifts and transactions will take place, on January 31st, you'll have a season ticket deposit deadline. The early bird club rate of $650 per ticket will end. And then on May 15, we'll have your football priority deadline as scheduled. Your seat contribution will be due in full, and a pledge will need to be on the system for your Proud and True Fund gift. Half of your gift is due by May 15, and the other half is due by August 1, unless you're on a payment plan throughout the year. Beginning in the first weeks of June, we will go through football reseating and reparking appointments, as you will be able to make your selections. So please be sure to make your gift and purchase your season tickets prior to the May 15 deadline in order to participate. We've normally gone on sale with our single game tickets July 1, and will remain doing that this coming year. The second half of your Proud and True gift will again be due in August, and then we'll kick off our home opener on September 7th for the 2019 football season. The reality is this new giving structure creates options for our donors. It gives them options when it comes to athletic tickets, game day parking, hospitality access, but more importantly, it still provides a means to support our student athletes in an ever-growing scholarship bill and operating budget. So from now, we'd like to open it up for some questions. Please send us your questions through the question and answer panel on the right-hand side of your screen. While we wait for those questions to roll in, we'll answer some of the common questions or some of the questions we anticipate to hear from you all as we wait for those to roll in. The first one on here is, why did you change the giving structure rather than just increase the Duke Club giving levels? So with that, the tax law change forced us to evaluate and evaluate and change where the tickets fall within our Duke Club giving structure. By this model, we've removed that and allowed a 100% tax deductibility to part of your gift that in the past, if we continued with the same structure, none of the gift could receive any level of tax deduction.
And to reiterate some of the points Mike is making, it really allows our donors a customizable experience by allowing them to choose their support through a Duke Club seat contribution of their seat locations, and then looking at their Proud and True Fund gift to see what benefits they are pursuing in the game day parking, game day hospitality, and other ancillary benefits. A couple other benefits of this change will now allow for matching gifts from companies that were no longer able to be accepted based on the new tax law, IRA distributions, as well as funds from donor-advised funds can now be accepted towards Proud and True gifts. Another highly anticipated question that we're expecting to receive is, does my Duke Club seat contribution count towards my Proud and True giving level? It does not count towards your Proud and True giving level. However, it does count towards your overall Duke Club giving Your Duke Club seat contribution accrues priority points and helps build you towards your overall rank. While it does not build your level towards Proud and True giving, again, it does provide priority points and Duke Club, overall Duke Club membership. Another question we are anticipating is, do I have to make a Proud and True Fund gift for football and basketball? There will not be separate Proud and True Fund gifts required for football and basketball. When you look at the chart in a little more depth, you'll notice that the benefits for the Proud and True Fund include both football and basketball benefits, both for parking, hospitality, and some of your other ancillary benefits. There will be a Proud and True Fund gift there will be a Duke Club seat contribution, as I mentioned before, required for priority seating in the new Union Bank and Trust Center when it opens in 2020. Another anticipated question is, will my Duke Club gift I used to use to access priority, chairback, and club tickets, how will I gain access to those tickets in the future? It's a great question we're anticipating. Previously, your one-time Duke Club gift would give you access to a multitude of seat benefits, priority, chairback, club, as well as your parking, in order to provide the tax deductibility and a more customizable experience on what our donors and fans are seeking. And a specific Duke Club seat contribution will be required for priority seats, an additional for chairback, and additional for club. So it would be a unique, separate Duke Club seat contribution for each specific seat purchase, priority at $50, chairback at $300, and club seats at $800. That would be in addition to the season ticket rate. Another question we're already receiving and we're anticipating is, when can I buy my football season tickets for 2019? This is something we're looking forward to launching later this month. We hope before the end of November to have a season ticket deposit opportunity available for our donors and season ticket holders, so they can go ahead and commit to next year's season tickets, as well as getting their deposit underway. That will begin, again, later this month via jmutickets.com, direct email to all our Duke Club members and season ticket holders. And that deposit process will be available through January 31st of 2019, which times out with the early bird offer of our new club seats. That all builds up to our May 15th deadline that we talked about earlier today for priority seating and our reseating process in the early June of 2019.
All right, at this time, we'd now like to open up our webinar and answer your questions. Mike Fisher, our Assistant AD for Development, will be administering the questions. Take it away, Mike.
So we've got some good questions that come in, and one of the first ones I think we'll try and get some clarification on is about the parking and giving for parking. The question was asked if it is no longer included with the minimum donation/ticket purchase. Is it a separate gift?
That's a great question. One area that we're looking at requiring a new parking donation for is the Convocation Center lot. So previously, season ticket holders who purchased a season ticket package and did not make an annual fund gift to qualify for parking would receive a Convocation Center parking pass. We still are very dedicated to our fan base and still think a season ticket package should include complimentary parking on campus, and we will continue to offer that. However, the Convocation Center parking lot is now going to require a $50 Proud and True Fund gift. Season ticket holders who wish not to join the Proud and True Fund will still receive complimentary parking. It will now be located near the festival in the C11 lot. We'll still have shuttle service and accessibility to the stadium, but with the demand and the growth that we need to, with the demand for parking as well as the growth we're looking for the Duke Club, we are asking season ticket holders who park in the Convocation Center as well as the D2 lot to make a $50 contribution moving forward.
As it relates to all parking, you would require that you would have a gift in the Proud and True Fund think about all of your game day experiences outside of the stadium as it relates to the Proud and True Fund. Anything inside the stadium is either going to be a season or a seat contribution, unless you choose to purchase a season ticket in a general seat that does not require a seat contribution.
Another question we've received are club seats for the 4-year term static or dynamic over that 4-year agreement. And there will be a 4-year agreement, as we have done in the past with our club seats, and the pricing will be locked for that 4-year term as we move through it. So your Duke Club seat contribution, as well as the seat amount that is agreed upon during the purchasing process here this spring, will be the same for the whole term of the club seat agreement.
Another good question that came in is kind of asking about how we got to this process, and so how do you base the cost of the seats for football? Has any benchmarking been completed to establish the cost, or is it strictly supply and demand based? Great
question, and I'm going to break that into two answers here. I spoke to this a little bit earlier. The new Duke Club seat donation was determined based upon the current giving levels of our entire season ticket base and the related benefit chart and associated gift required for each of those season tickets. So we looked at all of the different models, looked at appropriate growth across our season ticket base from all levels, and that's how we determined our Duke Club seat contributions. Our season ticket rates we have developed and fine-tuned since we've expanded the stadium in 2011. We've benchmarked ourselves against our peers. We've also accounted for inflation as we've grown our season ticket prices across each year to year. We've followed a schedule to grow with inflation. However, we did look at that this year and did not grow season ticket prices in light of the changes we're making with the Duke Club benefits level and asking for more support through those manners.
Some other good questions that we got, so we're going to combine some things, but I think some folks are looking to have a little clarity on how priority points equate to ranking and how that equates to your time that you're given when you're looking to select your seats and your parking.
With priority points, you're calculating them based off of your current year gift, and that will be to your seat contribution and or the Proud and True Fund, as well as all other athletics gifts that come in that current year. Your lifetime giving also plays into a factor. Our priority point model includes consecutive years of being a donor and season tickets to reward those who have the financial means to support the Duke Club, and also reward the people who have continual support year in, year out to grow those priority points. The priority points then set a ranking order in which then we'll go through appointment times. You'll make your season ticket purchasing and seat contribution, if you wish to choose those seats that require it, before the May 15th deadline. Your priority points put your rank in order, and you'll receive your appointment time and select your seats based off of availability during your priority point or during your reseating appointment time. Priority points are unlocked based off of your current year gift to the Proud and True Fund or a seat contribution. The seat contribution is what's receiving the 0.08. The Proud and True Fund will receive the 0.01 multiplier.
A couple other questions I'll address here, and one specific to the January 31st deposit deadline and the May 15th priority deadline in general. That January 31st priority deadline is really an opportunity for us to take deposits as the 2018 football season wraps up and allow folks to get a foot in the door and commit to their tickets. And on December 31st, the club early bird rate will no longer be available. So to guarantee yourself and club level early bird season ticket rate of $650 in addition to the per seat contribution of $800, that would need to be done by the 31st. We're still keeping May 15th as our overall deadline to get your full payment for season tickets and seat contribution in or on a payment plan, as well as your Proud and True pledge made. Another good question we received was specific to the validity of awarding priority points for Proud and True Fund gifts while issuing receipting and acknowledgement of tax deductibility. We are proud to work closely with the JMU Foundation here on campus, who helps us do interpretations of our IRS laws and how we offer benefits and communicate that to our donor base. And after thorough review with that group as well as other campus entities, we feel confident that we can offer priority points and the benefits that are listed in the Proud and True Fund while still providing 100% tax deductibility in this model.
So another good question that has come in is kind of walking through a scenario of buying seats and getting a parking pass. So in this scenario, kind of walk through what's kind of the cost breakdown if I want to get 2 club seats and an F-lot pass.
Great. So the process, let's backtrack and we'll talk about the process that is in current and then how the process will move in the future. So for a person interested in buying 2 club seats today, they have to make a $22.50 gift to the Duke Club Annual Fund. Right now, that gift is non-deductible. In the future model, the seat contribution will be $800 per club seat for a total of $1,600 if you're wishing to purchase those 2. You will then pay the ticket cost of $650. So between your seat contribution and your ticket cost, you'll have a total per ticket cost of $1,450. Then you have 2 tickets. The total cost is $2,900 between your seat contribution and ticket cost. Once you've completed that transaction, you'll go through the Proud and True Fund, and you'll make a gift at the director's level of $1,500 or above. $1,500 is the minimum required to receive access, but with the increased demand in parking, we recommend gifts above and beyond to continue to support our student athletes and increase your priority points to help with your reseating and reparking. That Proud and True gift still, in this model, will maintain that 100% tax deductibility, and we think this will be an easy process for new donors. We understand for the individuals who've been contributing and supporting the Duke Club in the past that all of this is a big change, but the workflow for a new customer or a new donor, we believe, will be a little easier to explain.
Another great question is in specific to limits on how many season tickets an individual can purchase. And we apologize that we flipped through some of our slides pretty quickly, and as you review this webinar, you'll be able to see all of these slides and see some of the detail that is a little more fine print. We will have order limits in place on our priority, chairback, and club level season tickets. Club level season tickets will be limited to 8 club level season tickets per account. Chairback will be limited to 10, and priority season tickets will be limited to 12 per account. One of our big goals with the Duke Club is to engage as many of our fans to support through season ticket and Duke Club contributions. And so we're really encouraging folks who are pooling their orders or ordering for other potential Duke Club members to really help us grow the Duke Club base, help us expand our reach, and encourage as many folks to be season ticket holders and Duke Club members moving forward.
Another question that came in asked about the current reseating and reparking process and how often it is that, is it set to stay every 4 years, or is that possible to change? Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yes, we are continuing on the 4-year model for football and our basketballs. That will be a little bit adjusted with basketball as we move into the new arena. But football will stay on a 4-year model that has worked very well for us since 2001. It allows folks to get their seats and be in them for a good amount of time before we reassess seat locations and let folks use their priority to find new spots. It also times out well with our premium seating agreements, both our clubs and our suites. So we do not anticipate any change to that. We do anticipate keeping reparking every single year and maintaining that annual reparking, which we believe this is our 6th year of doing that. As Mike Pryor mentioned earlier, we do anticipate bringing the reparking exception back into the fold, but with some imminent changes on campus with construction to some of our reserve lots, we are going to have to wait to literally the dust settles and we get the lots in order before we revisit that, and do plan to offer it again in future seasons.
So as of right now, that's about all the questions that we've gotten. If there are anybody else holding on to a question, please ask it. As of right now, we've kind of gone through most everything here. So we will look to get a question or two in last minute, or we can always transition.
Well, there is one question before we wrap this up I want to address. Proud and True Donation Fund is not currently set up to donate to. We do anticipate having that live here later this year, definitely having it launched prior to the beginning of 2019. We're working to build out of our payment plan options, as well as to be sure on our exact process on that. So we will have it available to give to the Proud and True Fund. It is not currently set up for giving, but we will have it fully underway as we start the season ticket on sale into January and as part of the deposit process.
Again, we want to thank everyone for participating in our webinar. It's always important for us to hear your feedback, and we anticipate more questions to come in over the course of the next few days. We've listed our general contact information here on this final slide. You can also visit jmudukeclub.com for additional information. Before we sign off, I'd like to hand it over to our Director of Athletics, Jeff Bourne.
We want to thank everybody for their time tonight. Obviously, this is a very critical step in our future as we move forward. I think it's also important to recognize how much each of you mean to the mission of our program and what you mean to the experiences of the almost 500 student athletes that are currently under our care and in our program. Going forward, we have some very bright days in front of us. I will say that it's directly dependent upon, though, the support and our ability to increase giving for this program. It's amazing to look back over the last number of years and see what we've done collectively, and I just want to thank each of you for your time tonight and for what you do for us to keep us successful and to be able to raise champions and student athletes that are successful in the classroom and they're leaders in our communities of tomorrow. Thank you all. Have a good night. To Justin's point, please respond back if you have any further questions.